On two wheels they go, Steve and Michelle on the road. From Land's End to John O'Groats, they take it real slow. Hills and valleys deep, through the mist they creep. Adventure in their heart, they won't ever part. Headed far and wide, side by side they ride. From the south to the north, they strive forth.
Morning breaks.
Morning breaks the dawn, they yawn and push on. Every mile they own, making memories of stone. Through the rain and shine, they're just fine. Hand in hand they go, love's in tow. Headed far and wide, side by side they ride. From the south to the north, they strive forth.
We'll be talking. We'll be talking.
They're just fine.
G'day, Ben.
Hello, Ben.
Hand in hand they go, love's in tow. Carrying far and wide, side by side they ride. From the south to the north, they strive forth.
G'day, Ben. How are you? Beautiful. Lovely to have you in.
Burdock. Yes, Ben.
Dandelion and burdock. Do you know, I've forgotten how much I love this drink. This is my childhood favourite drink of all times. It's almost gone. This is what we are going to be drinking. Not gin. This is what we're going to be. I said to Michelle, it's got a lot less sugar than Pepsi Cola or Coca-Cola. And it's one of the best drinks. Just having that the other day brought back childhood memories
For you.
for me. Michelle's never had it.
I've
She
never
said
really had it,
so. It's actually from the dandelion root. It's got some ginger in there as well, and the burdock root, which is a common sort of root that you can get throughout Europe. So good. It's hard to explain. I might save a little bit. For me, dandelion and burdock. Yeah, I love it. Do you know, this is no sponsor, obviously, but I'm going to be drinking dandelion. This is a little nod to my mother. I'm going to have a gin and tonic. This is a summer garden tonic, delicately flavored with cucumber, apple, and mint. So let's get myself a drink and explain what we've been up to and what's going on. And Ben asked a few questions, so I'll be answering those for you here, Ben.
He's up for his coffee, a cappuccino. Let me smell that.
Yeah, have a little taste if you want. I don't mind you swigging out of my bottle. She did as well. Has it got a hint?
Cucumber.
We're not sharing it with anyone else, are we, sweetheart?
No, and you're better now.
Oh, that's quite nice, huh? Oh, I get the cucumber.
Yeah.
Apple and the mint.
Apple. Mint, not so much, but I expected it to be stronger. But
yeah,
definitely the cucumber, nice.
So
with the gin.
Now,
Good I enjoyed the tonic water.
I am hoping everybody's going to pop in and say hello, just to update on what we are. No, she won't drink the gin. She's teetotaler.
Yes, Ben said, well, she actually drank some alcohol. No, I just drank the tonic water, no gin.
I could have slipped some gin in there, Ben.
No, it was actually quite nice because it had some flavour in there. Then it wasn't gross.
Yeah, so please, if there's regulars in, say hello. I think Michelle shared it out.
I did.
This is a very impromptu. I did message and just said to Ben, he left a comment earlier on with quite a few questions and good points and bad points as well, Ben. I will address them. I will address them. And if you've got other questions also, we are going to be setting off. We are still in bricks, but we're setting off within 12 hours or so.
Yeah.
We are setting off. And are we ready? As ready as we're ever going to be. I just, we've overthought this, over planned it. We've never planned this heavily.
No. We delayed it a little bit because you weren't well.
Yeah, I had a bad spot.
B, we just had a little glitch of equipment that we had to sort out.
Yeah, and we're procrastinating. To be frank, we're procrastinating. So Ben's commenting away.
Never been truly ready. Just go. Then
just go, Ben. You're absolutely right.
Absolutely.
Just go. I mean, we probably overthought it, but the weather's got nice.
Yes.
So the weather has picked up. We didn't want to go on the weekend because we get all the tourists on this southern coast of England. We're going to get like inundated with tourists. So we thought we'd go, wait until the beginning of the week.
Yeah, so that's why it is delayed. We could have gone a few days ago, but we wanted to just wait for the weekend to get out of the way, didn't we?
Yes, we could have gone on Thursday, Friday, but it would have meant that we were right down on the south coast of England in the weather. I've also got a new SIM card, which I've just activated. Hell of a problem getting it activated. Anyway, we just managed to scrape by the skin of our teeth, and it's going to give me hopefully better quality internet so we can live stream at least once a week. We'll try to live stream. We might actually end up live streaming more often than filming, but I hope you enjoyed that last little video, Ben, and I know you scolded me about the well, you didn't scold. I understand people's reservations on meat contamination things. It's just
Hi, Rick.
G'day, Rick. And Rick, lovely to have you in. I've been chatting with Rick today. Get across after this, not now, later. And actually, I'll put a little link to Rick's latest video, and you can get in there and sort of say hello to Rick. So where was I going there? I mean,
I haven't read the comment. Did Ben tell you off for the meat?
Yeah, he was saying, and one of the things, Michelle and I have butchered our own animals. We've been working with meat over the years. It doesn't bother me so much, and I know I get into trouble. Even maybe Rick will tell me off for this, but if I get poorly from a bit of meat contaminations, so be it. We've got pretty strong constitutions, and I kind of know I'm very. You'll be surprised how germophobic I am. Actually, Michelle will tell you, if we're walking down the street and somebody sneezes 50 feet ahead of me, I cross the road and I won't even walk in the slipstream of that person.
I cross the road first now because I know he's going to go.
She knows. She's like, oh, come on then, So there is that, but also. I'll do things you might not even notice. It's like built into my system. I won't necessarily. You just can't. You'd have to look very carefully to see the things I'm doing. But I'm not one of these people that would keep a board for meat and a board for vegetables. I just can't be bothered. And I know I get into trouble for it, but that's just the way it is. I've had so many comments about, we got told about the helmets. We've got nice helmets now, and then I'm getting more comments about I've got to dress up in a Belisha beacon and light myself up. Look, we're going to go as we are. We're grown-ups. We'll try to be as safe as possible. I love Michelle dearly. I don't want her to get hurt. So and she doesn't want me to get hurt.
I actually saw a post, not one for reading the post particularly on, I think it was Facebook. Somebody said how they rode from John O'Groats to Land's End maybe 60 years ago, and she borrowed her dad's panniers. Helmets weren't invented. They tore out the map from the atlas and they just winged it and no health and safety. And sun cream, she said, what's that? She said, but from the photo, it looks like they had a great time.
Yeah, they will have done. And unfortunately, we are a little bit like old-fashioned like that. We won't be. Oh, dare I say, Michelle, when I get into trouble, we won't be lathering up in sun cream. We won't be taking as many precautions as some of you might think, but we will be very careful. And we've been close to death a few times, even walking down from John O'Groats to Land's End. It happens, but like I've said, you haven't seen my Taiwanese videos, but I did comment a few times. It's living on the edge. It's living on the edge, and you know, it's the way we feel alive. It might sound sometimes like we're moaning, the weather's too cold, it's raining, it's blowing, but I'd rather be out there moaning about the weather than I would be sat at home not doing the things I want to do. So
Rick says, sadly, it's not you guys, but it's the fact that there were so many idiots on the road. You sort of have to give yourself a fighting chance.
Have you seen Rick live?
No, we're quite aware of our surroundings, and we're hopefully not going to be on too many busy roads.
I'm not. My mother will watch this later on, and I'm not a gin and tonic drinker, but I'm enjoying it, Mum. It's very nice. Chin chin. Mum loves a bit of gin and tonic. Dandelion and burdock. Rick.
No, I was chin-chinning you.
Oh, sorry.
Cheers.
Cheers.
My dears.
I don't know if Rick saw this, but dandelion and burdock, Rick. It's
nice.
it's as good as I ever remember it as a child. This is this came from what shop was this?
Waitrose.
Waitrose. So
It
this
had
is
some good ones in there, didn't it?
It had some great drinks, but this is one of my childhood favorite drinks, and it's not overly sweet. There is sugar in it. It's but by no means is it sugar free, but it's probably a third less than the Cokes are.
Rick's on the whiskey. And hello, Petri.
Petri, hello. Thank you for those lovely comments. I've been following everything you've been saying. It's so lovely to have you back on board. And Michelle and I are heading off tomorrow morning, so it's evening time here. Are we ready? Maybe we are. Probably. Please say hello. If you're in today, say hello. Wish us luck. I know some of you lurk and won't always say hello, but just wish us luck. We are going to be cycling all the way down to Land's End. So we're actually in the New Forest, which is the south of England. So it's central south. We've got 300 miles to cycle just to get to the beginning. So it's a warm up. It's probably about, we think it's probably about a 5-day ride to get to Land's End. We'll probably have a little rest there, maybe a day or so, just to sort of, if we can find a little campsite, we might have a rest. You will be seeing things as quickly as possible. So the videos you're watching now, the cooking in the forest, everything that we've done recently, it was filmed, edited, uploaded and published. So it's within days of so you're pretty much up to date. It does mean there might be some periods where we go a little dry because maybe we're getting a little bit too wet. So there may be.
Well, you're hopefully going to do 2 good videos a week.
Right. And Rick was saying to me, and if you check out Rick's latest video, he sort of very kindly emphasized that he loved the style. We've got a new camera. It's a 360 camera, the latest model. It's harder to edit with than anything I've had before, but I think it's producing a style of video that I think will be great for the cycling genre. So for getting out there, I will be trying as much as I can to get some nice sort of scenery. And
Petri says you guys have been going through some really pretty places.
Yeah, I want to show it. I found when we were in Taiwan cycling, often there were things that I wanted to show you and I couldn't turn because I had it on my chest. I couldn't sort of turn my chest to show you the beautiful things, and sometimes they were behind you or something would whiz by. So the 360 is the way we're going, along with the bigger camera that we'll still have with us, the drone. When necessary, we will use it. So we're trying to produce really much better quality video, and forgive me if my intentions don't come off, but that's the intentions. Today's video, we've been working. Michelle's exhausted, bless her. She was absolutely puffed. She's just had a shower, hair's wet, and
just getting ready.
And I said, so let's just do a live stream, say hello, answer some questions. Now, you could have a little look, Michelle, at the last video. Ben, I'm going to just check if there's any questions because I promised I would answer them, and it was a longish message, and I've been packing and I was cooking dinner, and then so there was a bunch of things. So I just have a quick look and see if there was anything I didn't answer. Ben, I do appreciate.
When are we starting the cycle?
The cycle tomorrow. tomorrow. You won't necessarily, although I will try to keep things up to date and do some posts whenever I see anything. You may not see a post for a day or two, but I'll try and put something up there. Okay, so I'll try and put something up. I've just bought a whole load of data with EE, so the best internet provider that I can find.
So how long do you think the cycle will take you?
Well, this section, we think, well, it's going to take us maybe 5 days to get down to Land's End.
It's not a race.
It's not a race.
We're taking our time.
If we see something, and if you write to me, Ben or Petri or Rick or anyone writes to me and says, you're very close to here, go and have a look. I won't grumble and say it's too bloody far, I'm not walking there. I will probably try to see more things. We will. And we will also be trying to do something we didn't do on the Land's End John O'Groats, is to edit as we go along. If that works, then it'll be a blessing, because firstly I can delete the original videos and keep my hard drives down, because one of the things we found when we do these big, when I did the Land's End to John O'Groats walk, the John O'Groats to Land's End walk, I had, I think, something like 120 gigabytes of video, and it took me nearly 2 months to edit it. So what we're going to do is we are going to try to edit as we go.
We might stop. I mean, this time,
This is really nice.
For the joggle, we couldn't stop in campsites because they wouldn't let us.
What whiskey are you drinking, Rick?
But we might stop and catch up a little bit, make sure everything's recharged before we sort of do the next bit, might we, as well, things like that.
Yes, we possibly stop. What Michelle said, we'll probably stop. And I mean, we've got, I was saying to Rick earlier on today, we had a little chat, Rick and I often do, and he's very encouraging of me. So I appreciate that. And Ben also, you're always very positive. Actually, you're all very positive. But
he's drinking the cheap stuff, famous grouse, ran out of the good stuff.
Famous grouse?
Not good enough.
Oh, should we talk about?
Let me just get the last one of Ben's questions. He says, how long will it take to answer that? Have you had any further thoughts about what you'll do once you reach John O'Groats? Would be interesting to see what the trains are like in the UK.
It would be, but I don't think there's trains up in that section, Ben, and possibly we'll probably let that evolve. I think I've told a few people I'd love to go to Ireland. We'd like to do the Camino de Santiago. We'd like to, there's a lot we'd like to do. This journey is not going to be short. Don't be surprised if we're still cycling in 3 years' time. And don't be surprised if we're back here crestfallen in 3 days' time. But, you know, I still hold by what I said on the cycle in Taiwan, which you haven't seen, because I will put that up when we're really dry and we haven't got any content to share.
Well, we're not confusing everybody as to where we are and what we're doing.
But you know, Scott of Antarctic, he didn't sit in his tent getting frozen, walk outside, pee as he pees, his pee is freezing, and think to himself, you know, I couldn't want to be anywhere else in the world than sat here in the Antarctic. No, he would have grumbled, and then he would have written in his diary, you know, captain's log, weather's a bit chilly, you know, had a nice curry. He might have done that, but in his self, he would have been saying, it's bloody freezing. I'd rather be at home in a nice warm bed. And that's the reality of the sort of trips Michelle and I do. You are constantly being bombarded by things that make you uncomfortable. Would we change it? Not ever, for nothing.
No,
we wouldn't change it. I'd rather be grumbling.
She's not going to grumble so much this time.
She's not going to let me. She's got a stick.
Hello, Sprout. This is safe to travel.
G'day, Sprout. How are you?
I'm going to say
Beauty. Go on.
We have to say thank you for that PayPal donation that we had.
Oh, from BW, from Bruce Wayne?
Yep. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much. I know you'll watch this probably a little bit later on because it might be out of sync on your time, but thank you very much for that little sort of send off thank you and helping us with that. We must thank you, Michelle.
And the other thing you wanted me to remind you was people who are emailing you with
right.
comments.
Now,
We do appreciate.
I do appreciate, and I know, this is not directed at anyone. I'm receiving a lot of emails from followers, and I love them, and I try to reply to them. But when I travel, I mean, I can do that at the moment because I'm here, and when I travel, I find it hard to keep up with anything off of YouTube. Even Instagram and Facebook is, if you're getting replies from there, it's possibly even Michelle, because I try to concentrate on this platform and talking to people here. And it's not just, remember, it's not just this video I'm putting up today. People are asking me questions about Christmas pudding from sort of like months back, or they're saying, you know, how do you do this? So I try to keep up to date. It seems like I've just put up a video, and why is Steve not answering immediately that up?
And we get a lot of emails.
Do feel free feel free to send emails, but do remember that I probably am not checking them on the road. I just can't. I hate using the phone for emails. I get a lot of sort of corporate deals sometimes. Well, no, I don't get a lot of corporate deals, but I sometimes talk to corporations and they say, send us an email. I say, no, I can't be bothered. I haven't checked emails since I gave up my facsimile in the 1980s. You know, I just find email very slow, and I know if you're in business, people are still using email, but it's so much easier and much more natural for me to just look at my inbox of my YouTube and reply.
And also, just some of the stories and the comments that we're getting through email, we think everybody else would enjoy.
I won't say names, but there's several people recently been writing some lovely stuff to me, and I think, oh, just put that underneath the video, because I'd love to include that wonderful comment you've just made the effort of typing to everybody who's watching, because some of you will be like, that is great, and just be wary that at the moment when we set off tomorrow, I'm not going to be logging on to email. I for my business many years ago, from the businesses that I've done over the years, I have a lot of email accounts and a lot of small things, and I sometimes go 6 months without dodging into them and checking them. So
I mean, I will flick through them, but there are so many. It takes forever.
It does. It's way more than you might imagine. So
Jen Cole says, looking forward to following you on your travels. I want to see how all the new equipment holds out. Hope you have good suntan lotion. The UK is going to throw you some sun at you now. Jen, I saw that.
We're not,
but it's not that hot. Apparently, there's yellow warnings all this week.
You've got no hole in your ozone. I'm getting out there. I'm getting brown. You're going to see when I get off at the end of this ride. I'm going to take this shirt off, and it'll look like I've got a white vest on.
So Petri says, I have a tendency to not check my email and text messages unless it's for family, and even then, it may take a couple of business days to reply. Absolutely, it's family. They're top of the list, and everybody else just might get an answer.
When I sort of retired many years ago, earlier than possibly most people realize, I made a point of not being in the world of LinkedIn and, you know, and email. I have a lot of online businesses that I've done over the years that I still have to monitor, but I've got it to the stage where it won't matter if I don't reply to anything in 6 months. So I can quite often just turn the emails off, and I will be monitoring here, you know, so just drop the comments in here. I'm always going to be looking on here, and to a lesser degree, maybe Instagram. I'm kind of getting a little bit into Instagram.
I check this a little bit.
Michelle does that. Actually, I'm not getting into Instagram. Michelle is. I really barely ever open the app, but cheers. Chin chin.
So Ben says the heat index is 39 degrees Celsius today. Your mild 22 Celsius is nothing. I know, Ben. It's, you know.
Exactly, Ben. People say to us, it's so hot, isn't it? Hot. We've just been here. We've been here 3 or 4 months in the UK. Hot has never been anything I could describe.
No.
Hot is not something I would.
I've still got my pulley, my woolly pulley still out. Yeah. Keep putting it on.
Hot is what we would like. Mind you, don't. You know, we are from our heritage British, so we will probably moan about the weather.
Yeah. Just
because it's a must.
It's what we do.
It must.
That's what we do.
So dandelion and burdock. When I finish this bit of gin and tonic, I'm probably gonna have another one. But I'm also gonna have a bit of dandelion and burdock, because for those of you that haven't, Ben recognised this straight away, and I don't know, he probably could read the label, but I'm sure Ben knows it. I'm sure Rick knows it, and
he says, yes, while you're in the UK, you must moan about the weather. It's the law. Absolutely.
It is the law. It is the law.
It wouldn't be British otherwise, would we?
Who were those? Who were those detectives back in the day who were? Come on, one of you might know the detectives that were ghosts. Well, their names something like Dandelion and Burdock.
No idea.
They were ghosts. You remember? So anybody that was alive in the 1940s.
Showing your age, Hesty.
Yeah, what were those ghosts? Come on, get your thinking caps on. It was a sort of back in the time. I'm not even, a lot of time I reference stuff sometimes that was my parents' era, and because I was quite old-fashioned as a kid, I liked stuff from the 60s, even though I was nowhere near a 60s child. So I loved all the 60s sort of, and the psychedelics from the 70s and things like that. So, you know, I'll reference things sometimes when people say that ages you. You should be 110. I think, well, no,
so yes, I am, don't you?
Wasn't it funny the other day when we cycled and we met a German lad? I say a lad.
So Jen says Randall and Hopkirk.
Yes, Randall and Hopkirk.
You get the prize.
Who said that?
I had to check because I didn't know what.
That's the same, Dandelion and Burdock. Sorry, Randall and Hopkirk is just an anagram of dandelion and burdock.
Anyway, get back to your hike.
Well done. So we're riding through the forest, New Forest, and there was this. We're coming up a hill. It didn't look like it in the video, but we were coming up a hill, and there was a guy hiking ahead of us.
Get up with him.
And I thought, is he hiking towards us? I said, no, he's hiking away. And then I'm riding, and I think, well, he's certainly not getting any closer. And it's because I think he was walking quicker than we were pedaling. When I caught up with him, he had all the sort of demeanor of a schoolboy going to school. He had a little satchel and he's walking away, and he obviously wasn't a schoolboy, but I would have put him in his 40s
I
at
thought
the
it was in his
most.
40s,
Yeah, at the
yeah.
most in his 40s. And he, just as I went to ride away, he said, I'm 62. And I thought, and I stopped. I said, you're never 62. And he said, no, I'm 62. And I looked at him. Really, I could see better than you can see in the camera. The guy looked at not a day over 40, and you could tell in his demeanor, the way he was walking, that he walks a lot, and he was just out walking to work, I'm guessing, because he said he was heading to Bewley, or
I think he was just out for a ramble.
maybe just out for a ramble.
Yeah.
But in my mind, do you remember the song "Yodelee, yodelah, with a knapsack on my back"? He was one of those sort of "Yodelee, yodelah, a knapsack on my back when I go a wandering." Sorry, dear.
I thought you were going to play our song.
No, I could do. So, for those of you that didn't get in at the beginning, let's have a little play of our song. So, can you hear this?
On two wheels they go, Steve and Michelle on the road. From Land's End to John O'Groats, they take it real slow.
Real slow.
Real slow. A bit slower than you might imagine.
Hills and valleys deep, through the mist they creep. Adventure in their heart, they won't ever part.
Won't ever part.
And live far and wide,
Oh, right.
side by side.
I thought you were
they
stalking.
ride. From the south
To the
to
north.
the north, they stride forward.
We stride forth.
Morning breaks the dawn,
Morning breaks the dawn.
they yawn and push.
Okay,
on.
I will stop. I hear the requests. Past our theme tune.
So Petri said, that's my mum. She walks anywhere between 5 to 10 miles a day. She looks very young.
He inspired me. People that inspire me, I don't know. Well, a lot of you remember, because I think that a lot of the names in here were with us on the joggle. Pete and Chris, by the way, a little update for you all. you'll remember I met Michelle wasn't with me, it was just me.
Just him.
I met a couple who had cycled from Adrian's Wall in the north, they're from Carlisle. From Carlisle, Adrian's Wall to the Great Wall of China. It took them a year and a half, and they were in their late 60s, 68.
Yeah.
I want to say 68. Lovely couple, Pete and Chris. There's actually, you can check out their blog post. It's, if you Google the wall-to-wall cycle, you'll probably find their post. Anyway, I keep in touch with them. I call them quite regularly, as I do a lot of friends that I know online. And I sort of messaged them a little while ago and said, how are you doing? And I sent them a picture of our bikes to get approval, because what these two don't know about cycling is not worth knowing. And they kindly wrote back and said it was a good, look good. Anyway, they're in Portugal. They're actually cycling. They might be out of Portugal now, but when we spoke to them, they're in Portugal. And when I say they're in Portugal, they didn't fly to Portugal. They rode to Portugal on their bikes.
Toured around, and then they're going right
from
back.
Carlisle, up near the Scottish borders, actually. They just cycle down to Portugal for the spring season, and I think they'll head back shortly and be back in the UK for maybe the summer, and then they'll do something crazy and set off. So they're really inspirational, and I always think they look super young. They must be in their I'm going to have to be rude to them and say they're probably 70 now.
Yeah.
Since we met them.
Yeah.
But my lord, they don't look a day over 50. So
yeah.
Let us see. All right. So
1 kilometre slow. I'm not that slow, Ben. Did you see how fast I went down that hill? I was faster than the cars.
When I looked round, I thought she was stalking me. Because you're in the song, when you might have heard "Together Forever."
Never part.
I thought, well, if I get down this hill quick enough, I can get round the corner, turn right towards Brockenhurst, and she'll head up towards Lymington, and we're sorted. But she was only about an umbilical cord's length behind me by the time I got down the hill.
It's really a tandem. I haven't told him yet.
What's that about? So, what else is news? I mean, is there any questions about our journey? Why are we doing it? Did we sort anything out? Have we made any alterations? Any questions you have, feel free to ask them now. Now's a good time. Say hello. If you're lurking, say hello.
Hit that thumbs up, please. Because I like my thumbs up.
Always hit the thumbs up for Michelle, not for me. I don't give a stuff about thumbs up.
You haven't done your backpacking. Yeah. Little things please me.
What can I say? So I'm enjoying that gin and tonic. I'm not a gin and tonic drinker, am I, Mother?
No,
my mum likes gin and tonic, but I saw this cucumber, apple, and mint tonic water, and I thought, you know what will go nice with that? It's a little bit of gin.
He doesn't drink alcohol either, except every live stream.
That's why, Ben, I'll start doing more and more live streams. We will do some live streams. There's some pubs in this country that are just, Ben, if there's one thing you're going to miss, because Ben's living overseas at the moment, is some of the beautiful pubs. I actually watched what's the chap's name? Somebody might remind me. I'm dreadful with names, but he does walks, and he did a walk Sneaks Lane or Sniggets Lane, and if you're a fan of Terry Pratchett, which I am a huge fan of Terry Pratchett, if you don't know who Terry Pratchett is, well, shame on you. I brought all my children up reading them Terry Pratchett novels. They love the Discworld series, and this gentleman. John Rogers. I want to say John Rogers. He did a tour of. Why am I talking about Snigs Lane? Pubs. Okay. Thank you, sweetheart.
I'm listening today.
She's paying attention. Ordinarily, I go like that, and she'd look at me and she'd go, "Who are you?" So he went to Snigs Lane. Now, Snigs Lane, if I've got it right, Snig or Sniggets Lane is Snigs Lane, SNIGGS, is one of possibly the only location in the real world, our world, that also exists in Ankh-More pork in the Discworld. And if you're a fan, and I am a huge fan of Terry Pratchett, and my kids are all huge
John
fans.
Rogers, you were right.
Was it John Rogers?
John
Did I?
Rogers.
That's what I said, wasn't it?
That's what I said. You were right. I know.
Sharp as a cucumber.
Pencil.
Sharp as a blue tack biro. All right.
So
So
Petrie said, "Oh, sorry, have you finished?"
go on. No, I haven't
She says,
finished.
"Do you guys have any plans
Petrie,
to go
can
to
you keep the
Scotland?"
noise down?
But she's not listening. Do you have any plans to go to Scotland?
No, can't be bothered, Petrie. Never been a big fan of Scotland. Shan't go there. No, Petrie, this journey is going to be to Scotland. I'm being cheeky.
Land's End to John goes the other way.
So John was actually walking down Snicks Lane. I implore you. I'll put a link down there, and you can, if you go across and watch it. So he doesn't know me. I've never interacted with him. I just love a lot of what he does. So you can just say hello, and Steve Owens sent you over. All right. So he's going down Snicks Lane, which is a real place here on planet Earth. And I'm going to lose everybody now. Everyone's going to like just sign off. I don't care. Discworld, it has one location in that is real. It's Snicks Lane. It's where Terry Pratchett grew up. So it's in the area where he grew up.
Went to school.
Where he went to school, and so John went and had a little walk down here. It was lovely to see, but he went to a pub, an old English pub, and it's claimed to be the oldest pub in England, but so many pubs are.
I remember why you're talking about it now.
Yeah.
Remember how many years it said?
It was the pub
Yeah.
is 982 years, or something like that. It's nearly 1,000 years old.
Yeah.
So quite a young pub, really. Recent acquisition. Isn't it a shame with all the crap that's gone over the last few years, all these beautiful old family businesses that have been for generations have been sort of eroded. But anyway, this place is still there, and its name is can't remember. But the beauty is that the pubs here in England and Scotland and Wales and Ireland serve some of the most amazing beers, some of the most amazing ales.
And they're so pretty.
And they're very pretty, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's a shame you don't drink, really.
I know. I can maybe get some dandelion and burdock.
Dandelion and burdock.
Hello, Byron.
Byron, g'day. Send Byron a kiss, Michelle. He's such a lovely guy. Byron's such a sweetheart. Byron, by the way, Byron's been with us for so long, and I always remember his birthday. Yeah. He's such a lovely guy. Such a genuinely pleasant, and he's American, so even better, because we do love the Americans. All right, so
Rick, oh sorry,
go on.
He says, are you guys thinking about looking at the west coast of Scotland? Is 100% prettier than the northern or eastern coast?
No, Rick, we're actually okay. Let me explain.
Oh, we're not going on the A9.
We're not going on the A9.
No,
we are doing the N90. What is it called? Northwest.
NC 500.
Yeah, we are doing some of that, Rick.
Are we?
Yeah, we're going up. We're going up and above.
Is that where that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're not doing the West, Rick. Or we might do on the way back down.
Yeah,
Who knows?
might.
But we are doing some of the NC 500. 500. We are doing some of the NC 500 that you mentioned.
It goes up the middle.
And so you're going to love that. I mean, we are going to see some places up there that will blow your mind. It's just going to be so pretty. So pretty. But we're not doing the same route that we did on the way down. We came down from Shauna Gross. It's the wrong way around.
Is it? Yeah, it is.
I think for you it's the right way around. So I'll do it. So from John Gross down to Land's End, we came sort of through the centre of Britain. What we're going to do this time is we're going to head up towards Bristol. And funny enough, I planned my route. So I planned it very meticulously. I've got all the routes, which I never did before. And our good friend, Rick, and our good friend, Damon of Nina the Ambulance Camper. Damon, if you ever watch this, man, we are coming past your place. So make space.
His route is actually goes right past your place.
We'll be looking over. If you're not there, I should be so disappointed. But I understand we can't hold people to certain. We can't hold people. Change your life. The fact that Michelle and these two crazy Australian Brits are coming through. So we're gonna. But once we get past Damon's Field, once we get past Damon, so
Literally.
we've had enough of that. We're going straight the way over the country to the Northumbrian coast, to the east coast, to the seals. Gordon.
Gordon.
It wasn't Gordon,
No,
but somebody said to me, go and see the seals on the west coast. And I said, what? Like walk 5 weeks.
No, East Coast.
East Coast. Walk 5 weeks to see some baby seals on the East Coast. We are going to cross the whole length of England, which
Jen
saddens
says,
me.
"Yay!"
Yeah, it saddens me a bit because Sean, another YouTube buddy of ours, Sean Jane Cameron, and if you don't watch Sean's channel, you should. He's a lovely guy. Love Sean. Love him to death. Been following him since the very early days of YouTube. Him and Rick and I want to say the whole group, but if I start forgetting people like Damon and Austin and so many of the great people we know here in the UK, I shall get into trouble. Even no, I'm not going to start naming names. So we are going to be able to see that beautiful Northumbrian coastline up to, what's the little town that crosses into Scotland?
Berwick-upon-Tweed.
Well done, Michelle.
I've been paying attention.
It's not often she gets something right.
No.
Look who she married.
That's true.
So I think we're going to cross at Berwick. Now, can I say about what we're carrying with us on the...
You can. I'll just say hello to Susan Hurd. Says hi, Stephen.
Susan.
Michelle. 4:30 in the morning. I know, I'm sorry.
Beautiful,
but nice
Susan.
to see you. Yes, you can carry on to say what we're carrying.
Okay, I hate doing melancholic stuff. It makes me sad, particularly after gin. Gin is apparently a depressing drink. That's why my mother's so bloody miserable.
Oh, you're going to get into trouble
What?
here. No.
At least she knows that I don't mean it. She knows I don't mean it. So we had a sad start to the year.
We did.
I'm an easy crier, so forgive me if we had a sad start to the year, and I don't know if I can do this. We're going to be taking some ashes with us up to Scotland. Yeah. So
a slight little detour, not far off our route.
Yeah. So the route we're going to be going. Shut up, Stephen. Calm down. You know, you might think he's such a softie, but I cry in Bambi. So you know, I don't cry in Bambi. I sob in Bambi, like a child that's had its sort of Christmas presents set on fire by the wicked Black Peters from Germany. Anyway, so we are going to be taking some ashes with us. It's not just the two of us. There's somebody else with us on this journey, someone very special to us, and we will be doing a little visit. So yeah, there we go. Try and get that one.
nice tune.
I'm not talking about that anymore. Bloody rubbish. So I'm going to try instead on a cheerier note. I'm going to. Michelle, do you want? I'll save you a bit.
No.
Get a little bit of ice, and I'll
No, I'm all right.
I want to share people's experience of dandelion and burdock. Here you go.
You just sent me a little bit. I don't need ice.
Dandelion and burdock. What is it? Well, firstly, it is actually dandelion. It's the root of the dandelion, which is a diuretic, by the way.
It is.
And also a coffee substitute.
It is chicory.
So,
no, it's not.
Chicory. Chicory. The old camp coffee, the old coffees they used to make during the war, used to be made from dandelion roots. So they would dry the root out in the sunshine.
Obviously, didn't make it in England.
As I said that, I thought, well, there's no chance they made that in England, is there?
No.
So they
imported it.
No, they did. They would hang and dry the roots of in a cool, not too wet part of the country. So in Jersey, basically, they would dry out the roots of the dandelion and the burdock root, which is also a beautiful root. It's a tuber, from underground plants. They're roots. Everyone knows dandelions. It is our patron flower, Michelle and I. So you will, if you saw the earlier video this year, you'll know why. They grind it up into a powder and quite often add ginger in with it, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of sometimes honey. I think the old recipes used to have honey in, and it gives the most amazing flavor. I mean, this looks like Coca-Cola, but it tastes like Coca-Cola on acid. It's so much better, so much better.
I see Petri saying, I've had dandelion tea and burdock tea, but never had the alcohol version. It's not alcohol.
Not alcohol.
Petri, it's
Michelle doesn't drink alcohol.
No.
It tastes a little bit like cough syrup in a good way.
Yeah, no, it's nice.
And it's just, I tell you what, it's a little bit like root beer. It's kind of got a root beer. Roots.
It probably is. It's probably what the Americans call it.
No, root beer is ginger root. I think it's made from, but it's a similar sort of thing. So it's a little bit like root beer or Dr. Pepper. It's got that Dr. Pepper root beer. And I think actually both Dr. Pepper and root beer owe their entire existence to the English, nay British, dandelion and burdock. So Dr. Pepper, root beer, you owe us your heritage, because that is
a soft drink.
That's where you come from, and it's simple taste, lovely, delicious, and it's not as sweet as root beer. It's not as sweet as Dr. Pepper.
Not as sweet as Coca-Cola.
It's just so much nicer. And in the old recipes, if you look at some of the very old recipes, they would have sweetened this with honey as well, so it would have been so much nicer. So dandelion and burdock, delicious.
No, Ben, I'm not missing questions. I will say now, because you said Ben's living overseas at the moment.
So sorry, Ben. I never shut up.
He says, no, I'm living overseas permanently. Would you live in the UK, Stephen, since you moved overseas?
Is that Ben's question?
That's Ben's question.
Make sure you don't miss any others of Ben's question.
Won't.
Otherwise, you're out of here.
I got to wait for him to breathe so I can sort of jump in.
Can you just say it again? Because I might have missed
Would you live in the UK, Stephen, since you moved overseas?
Ben, you're such a provocative. You're asking questions that'll get me into trouble.
We actually had this conversation, haven't we?
Look,
I answered it for me. This is for me.
I am as Australian as I wish to be, and as British as I was born, and as English as my roots will allow me to testify. I haven't lived here most of my life. This is not a country that holds any great sort of history, not the affections, because I'm very affectionate. I love the United Kingdom. I love Britain. I love Ireland, Wales, Scotland. I love these beautiful isles, but I don't have a history here, and I didn't grow up here. But I do feel very at home. However, I don't feel at home here. It just feels so. I think Michelle and I are tropical creatures, and we like warmer weather. And it tested the way we live our life. I mean, we've been traveling now for 9 years, over 9 years.
Yeah.
We'll be coming up to 10 years.
Actually,
yeah.
In our 10th year.
We are in our 10th year. So a little bit of, let's have a little toast to my mother who
Petri said, I'll see if I can
drugged us up.
The dandelion and burdock. I recognise the brand. They have rose lemonade, which I did see rose lemonade, but they also had was it the rhubarb one that was there as well?
They had a rhubarb one, but they also had like a weird, is that the one that had a weird, like their own Coca-Cola?
Yes, they had the old-fashioned Coca-Cola and old-fashioned lemonades. They had quite a few of them in there, but we had to go for the
So let's give a little shout out to the brand. It's Fentimans dandelion and burdock. If you can get some, it's a darn good dandelion and burdock.
But they had quite a range, so hopefully we'll be able to see that, and we're going to work our way through them. Maybe.
Yeah, well, we'll include them in the videos on the journey up to the fair Isle of Scotland.
So Ben says exactly no, and we all know why we won't live in the UK. Everybody's different, Ben. And
there are some wonderful things, Ben. I'm going to defend the UK because it's a beautiful place, and also it let's think about it. It's brought forth some of the most amazing people in the world. Even Rick. I hope he's still listening. I hope he's not just like sozzled in a corner with his whiskey. Some of the most wonderful people in the world come from this fair isle. I mean, we talk about America, and I feel a great kinship with the Americans. I love America. It's one of my favorite countries. And it always makes me laugh a little bit when the Americans talk about the independence, the fight, the War of Independence, which was basically...
Still here, said Rick.
which was basically a war of English people against English people. I mean, Americans might think it was a war of independence between Americans, but at the time, those people fighting in that war were from Cornwall and sort of like London. And even the founding fathers were British by one generation at the most. So it was English people versus English people for the independence of their country, which is what's happening at the moment in this country. I think sort of trying to fight back and recover some resemblance of South Realm. So we have so much in common with the Americans and our cousins here in Europe, for example, even the French and the Germans and the Dutch. We have so much more in common with our neighbours than we have without them. So yeah, I think it's a wonderful thing to behold the similarities in our nations. Is there a question there, Michelle?
No, it's Susan and Petri having a little conversation about dandelion.
Oh, carry on. Talk amongst yourself. Why don't you?
Susan's not sure she can get it in Australia. She has fond memories of it from when she was in England.
Susan, I will just answer you there because Susan Hurd, is it?
Yeah.
Susan, I don't think you can. You can get burdock root and you can get dandelions because they're often. So I wonder if we could make it. Maybe when I get settled somewhere, the next time I get settled, I'll show you how to make dandelion and burdock because it's such a good flavour, and we can poo-poo and push aside all those awful sort of corporate Coca-Colas and Pepsis and things, and just enjoy nature's fizzy drinks.
For sure. What?
I've been quiet.
You've been quiet.
I've been quiet.
I've got nothing to add to it.
Time to have a song.
On two wheels they go.
So,
Steve and Michelle on the road. From Land's End to John O'Groats, they take it real slow.
So, who's in? Who hasn't said hello yet? And why not?
Hills and valleys deep.
And any more questions before Michelle and I?
Through the mist they creep.
I'm going to turn
Adventure
the background
in their heart.
just to get some copyright because it's clearly it's a top 10 here.
Is it on Spotify?
Not yet. It will be. Side by side they ride. They stride forth from south to north. The main reason for this video is to let you know by this time tomorrow, Michelle and I will be pedalling across the country from...
Well, no, hopefully by this time tomorrow we'll be camped up somewhere.
Oh, I hope so. We'll be pedalling across the country. We will be going across the New Forest, past the beautiful town of Lymington, Pennington, New Milton, Christchurch, Milford-on-Sea. If somebody commented they were from that area, so I'm trying to like conjure up some beautiful memories for them.
And I'm excited because we're going to go through Bewley and we're not going to come back.
Yeah, we're not going to go up the hill. We're going to get the Bewley downhill, but not the uphill. There'll be lots of hills. There will be lots of hills.
Lots of hills.
But we will be getting fitter and stronger, more resilient as we go.
Yeah, because at the moment we're not fit.
We're not.
We're not.
But you're
fit.
not. I mean, I am.
Well, you puffed your way through that last video, didn't you?
Puff my way. Lord.
And I beat you up the hill to the farm shop.
Oh, shut up. She says, honestly, one little hill, and she thinks she's like Fatima Whitbread. Lord, I don't know if Fatima would get up a hill that easily.
Well, she threw the javelin. I threw a spear. I'll dinner.
Yeah.
I can spear our venison so that you
like
can.
Our dear friend Miriam.
Miriam
Yes. Lanceward.
Yes.
Out in the wilderness, woman in the wilderness. Miriam, by the way, Miriam and Peter, for a little update for those of you that, because we keep in touch with everybody, they are currently in Brazil, and I think they might be on their way back soon.
Yes.
So they're in Brazil.
Back to Bulgaria.
I think she's probably ripping sort of rabbits to shreds with her teeth and making them into sort of like trinkets and souvenirs. What a lovely couple. We meet so many inspirational couples. Sorry if sometimes I meet inspirational couples and I forget to mention them. But if there's any reason we forget to mention people we meet, inspirational, and all of you are inspirational. Petri, Ben, Rick.
You're going to forget someone now.
Oh, no, I won't, because they all know what I mean.
No, but those two particular couples that you've mentioned, we actually clicked with them. We both clicked with both of them.
I click with everybody.
Yeah, but I don't always click with everybody.
I can't help it if you're hard to get on with. Yeah, no, there's a few though, Michelle, and if I start churning out some names, you'll go, oh yeah, oh yeah. I don't want to, because there are so many people. I mean, take back to the early days when we first started the channel, and James of Fun Food, and Anne from Easy Gluten Free, and the beautiful Nature's Fairy Brenda. I mean, so many people over the years that we've made friends with that are just like so dear to us.
Yep.
And you know, sometimes we don't see them from one year to the next, but they're always in your minds.
Yep.
They're always there. Anyway, I think we have to get off. We're waiting till 0:00. We've got take it 5 more minutes, unless there's some really amazing questions that take me down a rabbit hole of drivel. I'm going to call it an end, and we've got to. I don't want to drink too much because I've got to get up early in the morning and be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
We're still actually going around at those last little bits, and we are getting there. We're not quite there.
For instance, okay, let me tell a little story that will intrigue you. So you know we travel with our Akubra hats. Well, we can't take the Akubra hats with us on the journey, so we found a little box. And today, we've had a little box, and we put the hats in, sort of crushed them in, elbowed them into the box. And we thought, what do we do? We're going to leave them with some family or friends here in the UK, but we want those hats. They mean a lot to us, but I don't want to take them on a bike ride.
Well, we can't take them on.
We can't take them now. No, unless I'm going to wear a hat the whole time, and then, oh, you're not safe. You haven't got. And then why isn't it glow in the dark? You know, so I'm not taking the hats, but we boxed them all up. We've really been polishing off the last little bits. We're pretty much, I think, 100% there.
We are. What's got to go in the bikes now will go in.
Yeah. And I'm really looking forward to discovering the amazing food and produce up and down the country. So I'm not going into sort of like Steve's Kitchen Spill here. I am really looking forward as I go down the coast to try and discover. So if people say to me, you know, don't forget, because I always remember actually they grow wine on somewhere around Lymington way. It would be too early for us. We won't stop in Lymington, because that's about 30 kilometers over you and I. That's about 1.5 minutes.
I think he's ambitious as to how far I'm going to get that first day, but we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Our plan is day one. Here's my premier idea. I think there's a question come up, or at least it could be Petri having a. Are they still? They're not still talking about dandelion and burdock, are they?
No, they want a coffee now. But Ben said something. But you carry on, and I will answer this question in a minute.
No, I'm not even sure where I was going with it, Michelle. It's sort of like I'm really looking forward to getting off. We've been in bricks too long.
We have.
We're not used to being caged in. We're like caged in animals or caged in birds needing to fly. We need to get out there and challenge ourselves and
step off the edge.
Step off the edge.
And hi, Chris.
G'day, Chris. Oh, Chris, how are you? Chris, we aren't going to stay on much longer, but if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. Fashionably late, Chris.
Fashionably late.
I think this will be a reasonably fun live stream to watch back. So
Ben said, I love the UK a great deal, but I could not live there. I tried repeatedly. I was gutted when I left Germany. I have a lot of childhood memories from Germany. I hope one day to go back there again.
Germany is very beautiful, Ben, and I have a lot of childhood memories from Germany also. I think you probably know that I also have some roots in Germany and some good friends in Germany. So for me, there is a lot that has a commonality here in my hubris, my whole being belongs to this area. But I don't know what I'm saying really, because
It's not a
we've
short
lived-
live stream, Ben. It's an hour. Come on, we're doing well.
we can go longer if you want. We can go a bit longer, but I get into trouble, Ben, if I go too long. I know you'll tell people who
Damon, hi. It says, well, welcome to use the caravan when you come. It has a shower. Cool.
Damon, I was just saying, now while I've got you there, stay in, don't go off. And I said to Rick about this, I planned my route all the way up to John O'Groats. Not particularly with any particular spots in mind. It was more to do with sort of like, how can I get from A to B the most interesting routes that I could find
Without too many hills from Michelle.
And then I thought, how close are we to Damon's place? So I zoomed in, and we go right past your place, mate. We go right past your place. So, maybe you'll be there. I hope so.
Yeah.
If we don't get to see you, I should be gutted.
I'll let you know.
I
when we get
can't
nearer.
tell you a time or date, and I do appreciate I can't hold you to it. But if we do, we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun.
What do you mean we'll need more than a shower, Ben? He says they'll need more than a shower.
Yeah, well, he's probably talking about you. Yeah, he's probably talking about you.
Yeah,
Because me, I'm evergreen. I'm fresh as a daisy.
Yeah, all right then. Ben says, I really hope you get to check out the Yorkshire Dales and or the Peak District area when you approach the Yorkshire area.
I'm hoping,
Who
Ben,
knows?
my family come from Yorkshire. I have Yorkshire connections. I have a lot of connections, to be honest. I have connections almost everywhere in the world. But I have some strong Yorkshire heritage, and I would love to go past some of the areas that mean something to me. So whether it be the Dales particularly, or whether it'll be Eastern Yorkshire towards we'll see.
Damon says, yay, looking forward to seeing you. If you want to stop the night, I'll try and camp with you. Cool.
Damon, if you don't camp with me, I shall be mortified. But I might have to. I'll pedal a bit slower if it means fitting in.
I mean, last time we came to you, it was torrential rain in the morning. Remember, we walked with Matthew. It absolutely hammered down.
We only had 3 hours daylight.
Well, yeah.
Now we're going to be. What time was it like this morning, Michelle?
4:30. I happened to be awake this morning at 4:30, and I looked out. I thought it looks a bit bright out there. The sun was up.
She popped a bikini on, went out in the garden, started getting a tan. I said, "What time do you call this? Sunbathing." 4:30 in the morning.
It was light at 4:30, so that's good for us.
That's good.
We can have a nice lazy morning.
We're only going to get 2 hours sleep.
Yeah.
The opposite.
The opposite. Last time we were in the tent by 4, and we couldn't get out until 9.
We're
the next
laying
morning.
in the tent. We're laying there like this. It's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's pitch black. We're laying there. I said, "What time can we get up?" I said, "So it's 4. Okay, if we wait till 4 in the morning, that's 12 hours. Now the sun's not coming up till 9:30. But I mean, if we get up, we can't see a damn thing." We were sleeping. We weren't sleeping. We were laying.
We were laying.
Like bloody.
I mean, we actually had to set an alarm so we got up in the dark so that we were ready to start walking as soon as it got light, so that we had long enough to
3 in
walk.
the afternoon when it got light.
And then by 2 in the afternoon, we had to start looking for somewhere to
You
sleep.
started. You just got your backpack on. Did you
water.
buckle up? Had a drink of water. Took about 18 paces. The sun had gone down. You got to start looking. At some points we were camping in one field, and the next night we were camping in the next field.
It took us so long.
Owned by the same farmer.
Yeah.
He's like, how far did you get? We said, about 150 yards. No wonder it took us so long.
So Ben said, I think in the Highlands of Scotland, the sun comes up at like 3:45
I
a.m.
think in the Highlands of Scotland, calling it sun is a little bit.
It gets light.
Yeah, it gets light.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You will only have about 5 hours of night during the height of summer.
The light comes up very early in the Highlands of Scotland, Ben, and we have got all sorts of things to keep away the midges.
We have. We're prepared.
We have got. Go on, have a guess what we've got. No, forget it. I'll tell you. So you all, yeah. I mean, I don't think in Scotland we're going to wake up and go, "Oh, better put some sun cream on." It's going to be, mind you.
So Ben says, "Okay, I'll guess a zapper." Wrong.
No, there's a ding dong.
Oh yes, ding dong.
Ding dong, Avon's calling. Well,
Mm.
apparently there's a product made by Avon called Skin Ever So Soft, which has never been a problem for me. I've got skin like a baby's bum. And it's apparently the #1 midgie repellent.
So we have some.
We have a lot. We've got a bathtub full of it.
Well, we only wanted one bottle, but it was sort of 3 times the price to buy one bottle, so we just had to buy lots.
It's going to take us 3 weeks just to get to use up all the crap we've got.
All the extra bits that we had to keep buying because it wasn't cost effective to buy one.
We've got 12 bottles of LPG. I kid you not.
No. Yeah.
Oh, Tim won't watch this, so I'm going to say.
No, I'm saying, bless him, my brother gave us some more.
He said to me, oh, I've got some LPG bottles you can take. I said, oh, thank you. I'll put that with it. Oh, no, I shouldn't say. That's because I'm such a bloody, I don't waste anything. So it's like, for me, it was like super. I'm happy.
Yes, it says you're taking 12 LPG bottles with you. Of course. 11 and a half. We've used half.
Ben, we are taking 12 LPG bottles.
I keep saying to him, we'll be all right once we've used all the gas.
But the beautiful thing is that we will very soon be going down in weight in more
ways than
one.
And we are cooking this time. We're not just boiling water for our coffee.
Although, if we want to, I think I'll just leave the gas on. If the nights get cold, I'll just leave the gas on. All right. And we've also got something that nobody should travel without, some Chag Numpa.
That was another one. He said, shall I get some? Yeah, I said you can get one box.
There's a particular box of Indian essences that I love. It's called Chag Numpa. Nagpa? I'll go and get me a box.
I knew he was going to say that.
Chag. Anyway, it's go and get me a box from our store. Nag Champa. Yeah.
I said, yes, you can get one box. One box.
This is one box. This is my absolute favourite Indian. If you ever go into a shop and you go, oh, it smells nice in here, it's probably this. It's a sandalwood stroke, but it's not a typical sandalwood. It's very sweet, most delicious. And I said to Michelle, let's get a few of these. We can always burn them in the tent if we want to feel like a little bit, I don't know.
So I thought a box for burning now and a box to take with us.
So when I went online, there was a really good deal for a box of several, let's say. And I ordered it. It was only about £3 or £4. And when it arrived, it was like a retail, like a retail box, one you put up on a shelf in Tesco's or something. Absolutely stacked. These were stacked, boom, 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 like this. And I thought, oh Lord, she's going to kill me. So I've been burning these like they're going out of fashion. If I haven't burnt 20 a day, the house smells absolutely gorgeous. And I've decided I've been giving them away. I've been trying to sort of use them, but we're going to take 2 or 3 packets of why. I have no idea. Why are we taking this rubbish?
Because it smells nice. As Ben said, he only bought a few hundred boxes. That's why the weight of the bikes is very heavy.
I tell you what, Ben, it'd be Chag Numpa why I keep turning to the right as I get up to the, trying to go around the roundabouts. I'll be rearing to the right. If you see the bike leaning to one side, it's because I have a more than my fair share of incense sticks in my right pannier.
And gas canisters to light the incense sticks with.
That's a good idea. I could actually just flame throw them. I could do a whole packet. Just hold that packet steady, Michelle. Just hold it there. Hang on, light.
Ben says try to give them away to random people who won't look weird at all.
I'll just sit there cross-legged. I'll probably put a little turban on, sit there cross-legged like a what's the word I'm looking for? A guru. I will sit like a guru on the edge of the canal path somewhere in the Midlands, probably up towards Damon's place. Just sit on the canal path, cross-legged, little turban on, handing out chopsticks to people. Namaste, namaste, peace be with you.
Guru Stephen, absolutely. I'll get his bike lighter somehow. Yeah.
Until I start getting low, and then I'll be ringing Rick up and saying, Rick, I've got to order some more Chag Numpa. I said, expect a consignment. Expect somebody to drop a B-52 to fly over your place and drop Chag Numpa down. I said, I'll be picking them up. in the morning, first crack of dawn, 3 in the morning.
It does smell nice when you come in there,
It
doesn't it?
smells nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you haven't had those before,
Yeah, we do like them.
number one.
Maybe not quite as many as you've got, but it was a good deal.
All right. So
Time to go.
Ben, sorry, I am gonna, before I shame myself any further, I'm gonna say goodbye. I want to say love to you all. Michelle and I will be on the road. We are going to get going.
Yeah.
Is Rick still there?
Yeah, he is. He's laughing. And Ben said, "How much did they cost?"
Rick,
They're only about £2.
I should knock it on the head now, right? You could send me a message, Rick, on something other than.
Yes, we're going now, Petri. Say goodbye, everybody.
Everybody's trying to get to bed.
Yeah, say goodbye.
I feel like I'm in a Rainbow episode with Bungle. Goodbye, Bungle.
Zippy. He's zippy. Ben's going to have a cappuccino and Damon's made a pizza. He says, see you soon.
So,
Making memories of stone.
love you all.
Through the rain and shine, they're just fine. Hand in hand they go, love's in tow. And far and wide, side by side they ride. From the south to the north, they strive for.
Learn the words. Stop with my incense.
If anybody wants some, I've got a few going spare.
Got to meet us on the road.
Meet us en route for your tag number. Oh, enough of that. Enough of that nonsense. End this stream now. Love you all. Take care. See you next time. There you go.
Through the rain and shine, they're just fine.